It is 2 years to the governorship election in Anambra State. Enough time for all the parties to position themselves to win the governorship election. My name is Rose Peter Graham. Thank you very much for joining me. And I will be speaking today with the PDP chairperson in Anambra State, Honorable Ndubisi Nwobu. Thank you for joining me, sir.
Thank you for having me, and thank you, listeners.
Tell us, how ready is the PDP for this election?
Well, the election is about 2 years away, but we believe that we need to do the building blocks in good time enough. We need not to wait until the election is just by the corner and then we start running helter-skelter. And if you take a cue from what happened in the last presidential election, you'll find out that Anambrarians are eagerly looking forward to the PDP. Their expectation
coming to power.
Coming to power in Anambra State, yes. Their expectation of us is that they want to see us organized, they want to see us reach out to the populace, and they want to see our programs of action. And I can tell you we've already started just a week and some days ago, we held what we call the eighth stakeholders meeting of the PDP in Anambra State at a hotel in Okamago Hotel. And the stakeholders meeting was attended by our major players.
But definitely I should have started this with saying congratulations on the stakeholders meeting, because I heard it was very successful.
Thank you. Thank you for observing that.
Yeah, but that's good.
Yeah, it all goes to show the enthusiasm and interest of major players in Anambra politics.
Yes.
And the PDP being the party that should be in power come 2021.
So is the party in power, that's APGA, and they living up to expectations?
There's no doubt that the APGA government in Anambra State has failed to live up to the expectations of Anambrarians. If you go through Anambra today, Anambra used to be a reference point in terms of road networks. If you go through Anambra today, you find potholes littered everywhere. A lot of road projects that we have started are already abandoned. And we've declined so much in terms of the educational advancement achieved in the previous governments.
Yes.
And again, if you look at Anambrarians as a people, these are people who are very educated, their business acumen is so high, and they have a high expectation of their government. They don't expect government to come and do basically everything for them, but they expect the government to lead the way, to provide needed infrastructure, to make sure that the educational advancement does not slack back, to ensure that the social services are provided. These are expectations of Anambrarians, and they want to see a government that is focused, that is really determined to ensure that these things that are expected are provided. I can tell you that Anambrarians are not getting what they expected from the present government. And that's why they are looking forward to a change.
In your party now, you must be preparing for primaries.
Yeah, the primaries will come. Taking a cue again, like I said, one of our high points today, why people are eagerly looking forward to the PDP, that they have seen a PDP that is absolutely, completely rebranded. Our national chairman and the national working committee has led by example. You know, when the leadership shows that they are out to do things right, you will find out that the followership will take a cue. If you look at the kind of presidential primary that was conducted in Port Harcourt during our national convention to nominate our presidential candidate, it has judged locally and internationally as one of the very best that could be done by a political party.
That's quite commendable, yes.
Yeah. So I'm taking a cue from there, and they've been able to show, to draw me into the ears of the state chapters that we can't go below that bar. Rather, we expect to improve upon that achievement, by the national leadership. So on our own part, we are assuring all those who will be interested in running for the governorship of Anambra State that they can be rest assured that the primaries, because we are firmly assured by our national leadership that they will be very much working hand in hand with the state leadership of the party to ensure that the primaries is transparent, free and fair. And if a party conducts its internal processes and shows that there's internal democracy, you find out that whoever emerges from such a process would have the backing of the other contestants. And once a party shows that kind of unity and shows that they have a program of action, it won't take too long for the people to key into it. And that's what we are assuring Anambrans.
Okay, so those who are interested in this position, like the governorship position, those who've shown interest, what would you say about them?
You see, the PDP has a plethora of people who have the ability, who have the intellectual ability, who have the business savvy, who have the political knowledge to really administer Anambra State. Where in PDP you find plethora of people who have all the necessary requirements to govern a state. And amongst those who have already shown interest, we have no doubt in our mind that each and every one of them, given the opportunity, will perform much more
creditably. So you can attest to their pedigree?
Yes, sure. They are well known. When someone has been able to live up to his expectation in the community, in his business, and has shown a great deal of community sense in terms of assisting to see that his immediate environments have a better leverage than what he met on ground. You start looking at that person as someone who, if given the opportunity to govern, to administer a state, that person definitely would be attuned to it.
So we could say, I know PDP has been saying, with all the battering with the other political parties, that you are set, you're ready, you're poised to recapture Anambra in 2021.
We are poised to ensure that we earn the trust of Anambrans. We are poised to ensure that, having earned their trust, that Anambrans will elect a governor who has the mandate, who has the ticket of the PDP come 2021.
Let's go back to the aspirants. Would you be free and fair in the primaries, the elections?
That's what I've just said here now. That we can't go below the bar.
No, organizing it is one thing, but I'm saying the election in itself.
The election, that's the primary processes.
Yes.
Yeah, from beginning of the processes. A primary doesn't just hold one day. There are processes to it. You need to be sure that for all intents and purposes, all the aspirants would have been assured that those who are the executives, those who should vote during the primaries, that none of the names of those they already know that they are executives at the ward level or local level is shortchanged. You have to assure them that. Because these are the people they are reaching out to in terms of their campaign. And it will be wrong when they have reached out to those persons in the course of the campaign, then all of a sudden some other name starts jumping from. No, that's one assurance you can get from us. Secondly, apart from the delegates who are statutory, there are those who are ad hoc delegates, and they emerge through a congress for those ad hoc delegates to emerge. And once the conduct of that congress is transparent, and those who win are the ones their names are released. One, you build confidence in the minds of all the aspirants that you're ready to get it right. And that's one assurance I'm giving as the chairman of the PDP in Anambra State. I'm giving that assurance because I know that the national leadership of my party is much more keen on ensuring that they get it right.
Okay, that's good. Let me tell our viewers this. That if you're just joining us, I'm speaking with the PDP chairman of Anambra State, Honorable Hon.Ndubisi Nwobu. Another question I'd like to put to you very quickly is this. Some say since the PDP have not been in power, that financially you've been weakened. So do you have the manpower to win this election?
Elections are not won only by financial capacity. Yes, the PDP has been out of power in the government house in Anambra for the past, for the past 13 years, or 13 to 14 years now. But the fact of the matter remains that if you assess other elective positions, the PDP had constantly won in the Senate, won in the House of Representatives, and in this last election, won quite some measure of House of Assembly seats. And we're even expecting that the tribunals that are sitting now, because certain facts will be unearthed there, we're expecting that we're going to win more seats. As we speak now, we have 2 senators out of the 3. We have 6 members of the House of Reps out of 11, and we have 6 members of the House of Assembly out of 30. Our expectation is that our fortunes will definitely improve after the tribunal had wound up, because there are clear indications, there are clear instances of where PDP won elections and there were some funny things that
How
happened.
much support is the party giving to the flag bearer who is in the tribunal now?
You mean our presidential candidate?
Yes,
the vice presidential candidate?
Yes.
They have the absolute, complete and undiluted support of the PDP family. You see, the presidential election is one thing that Nigerians go around, you ask questions, they are clearly minded that the PDP was robbed of its victory.
Yeah.
And for the first time, thank God too that the president today, in the person of Muhammadu Buhari, had been a man who passed through a lot of court processes after other elections he had run and failed to win. So our expectation, that's why at times when certain things are happening, we start saying, oh, if someone had this kind of experience, he should be the one to support others to explore such opportunities too.
That is true.
Our case in the tribunal, for the first time, people
but the tribunal never vindicated him, so why would he do that this time around?
I'm saying for the first time,
yes,
people are seeing a party that is contesting for its mandate, coming out with facts and figures. The quantum of evidence we put before the appeal tribunal, it would be, I was surprised if anything unto what happens. If you listen the other day, the INEC could not even
defend they're not going to bring anyone as a witness.
It shows they have not, that all our points are clear. Because if not, at least they should be able to go and adduce how their processes were perfect, how that they were able to, how they did the elections, and that the elections are free and fair. They should have been able to adduce it, and then they would have been messed up. They were running away from the cross-examination that they would have faced. So I have no doubt, we have no doubt in our mind, and it is not just because of the PDP, it's in the interest of all Nigerians that our mandate will definitely be reclaimed.
The interest of all Nigerians, in the sense that you have trust in the justice system beyond the support you're giving to your candidate, His Excellency the former Vice President of Nigeria, who is your flag bearer, Atiku Abubakar. Do you have justice? I mean, do you have faith in the Nigerian justice system with all the evidence you're putting forward that you would be exonerated?
Well, You see, as far as the PDP is concerned, we believe that everything that pertains to that election has to go through the whole constitutional gamut of it. We have faith in the judiciary. We have faith. We have faith that they, seeing the facts of this matter, that they will be able to do justice to it. And I say, it's not just for the PDP, it's for Nigerians as a whole. Why do I say so? It's obvious that the country is really going down the trail. We become much more divided than we were before now. Take it back 5, 6 years ago. Yes. We are today much more divided. The level of insecurity is beyond anyone's comprehension. Nobody expected that when the APC government of our president Buhari came into office, that our security situation will become more dismal. It's today human life is worth less than a cow. That's the scenario we are now facing. That's the scenario we are facing now in Nigeria.
Exactly.
We're talking about before the present government came into office. We're talking about challenges of Boko Haram. Today is no longer challenges of Boko Haram. It is challenges of Boko Haram. It is challenges of headsmen. It's challenges of kidnappers. It's challenges of cattle rustlers. It's challenges of all manner of challenges. And the other day too, you were seeing that of the Shiites, you know. So yes. A lot of challenges the country has been beset with tremendous challenges. And you know, when they talk about foreign investment, direct investment, and the rest of them, no one takes resources to where there's no security.
True. And
we have no doubt in our mind that if the PDP government comes into power, that we will reinstall security in the country. We will indefinitely engage all sectors of all sections of the country.
But PDP had their own challenges. It was during the time of the PDP government in 2014 that the Chibok girls were kidnapped.
Yeah, that's what I said to you. I said there were problems of Boko Haram that we were confronting head-on, trying to ensure that it's stopped, you know, that it's nipped, you know. But today we are faced with greater deal of challenges. So the Boko Haram seems to now be
in your opinion, you don't think the president is handling this the affairs of the country as he should in terms of security?
Definitely, the government has failed in that respect. There's no doubt about it. The government has failed in that respect. Nigeria, the security infrastructure, both the human and material, needs much more innovative ideas. You need people who will come with greater deal of understanding, people who will be ready to bring all the sectors of the country and then put them apart, and people who will try to create equity. Because with equity, you find out that all sections of the country will feel this is our project. There's now a kind of feeling in the country that, oh, this project is not ours. You know, there's a feeling amongst about 80-85% of Nigerians that the project is not theirs. And you cannot guarantee security in the context of such inequities. So that's why the country needs a PDP government to be back to the center stage.
Nationally, do you think Nigerians want that?
I am sure that the true feelings of Nigerians. Okay, if you listen to our former head of state, Abu Salami, just 2 days ago, yesterday, he made it clear Nigerians are more divided, much more divided. There's anger in the land. There's more poverty.
Do you share sentiment?
Sure, there's more poverty. These things are it's open, it's discernible. You don't need a soothsayer to tell you that Nigerians are poorer today than they were 5 years ago. For us to be even categorized as the poorest, the capital of the poorest people,
what's your take about the letter from the former president Olusegun Obasanjo?
You know,
The recent letter he wrote to President Muhammadu Buhari.
there's one thing you can always give to Olusegun Obasanjo. He had always remained a statesman before he even became a civilian president. I think it was his quest to call governments to order that led to his being roped in.
Yes.
As being part of a coup plot, which never held,
That was during Abacha's
During
time.
Abacha's time,
Yes.
Give it to him. He's always called governments to question when he feels that they are veering off from the common good. And with his height of experience and knowledge of this country, if a person of his stature makes a statement, nobody should take it lightly. And for him, he's fought for this country to be one, to be united, to be indivisible. And he's seen clearly tendencies that are about destroying all that he has fought for, all that he has labored for right before his lifetime. And he's calling people to prison, saying, look at it, reorder the situation, reorder the scenario before things fall apart completely. So I think the government should listen to such voices rather than allow sycophants to start lampooning such opinions and views.
Okay, and that because you mentioned sycophants, but I know some of the groups in the country mentioned that the letter was basically for his own interest, and that if the government is not listening to him, or maybe I'm trying to look for the right words right now, but the letter is written is because he's not in good balance with President Muhammadu Buhari. That is why he's writing such letters. And
I said that
he's not patriotic.
That is wrong. When we talk about patriotism, who is more patriotic than Ambassador? Why would anyone say that? This was when he was the president of the country. You would notice that there was a greater deal of equity. There was a greater deal of harnessing the component parts and making everybody to be feel. This is our project.
Would you say Buhari is not doing the same?
No, definitely he's not doing that. Definitely he's not doing that. You don't need me alone to say that. Nigerians are saying that. That's why I'm saying that 85% of Nigerians feel this is not our project. And it is very dangerous in a democracy.
Okay.
It's a very dangerous signal in a democracy. And we all are interested in one Nigeria. We all want this, our democracy, to survive.
Okay. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibajo, he mentioned that the president is very fond of Anambra State, the eastern part, and especially Anambra State, despite the fact that he had a low turnout of votes from the state. He has bestowed 2 appointments, ministerial appointments, to the state for the upcoming cabinets.
Okay. Now, let me ask you. In a country where you have component parts, and today, in the whole security infrastructure, the people are completely put off, not part of that, no representation at all. And then people could go and sit down in a hall and security meeting and take a decision that will affect their lives. It is very dangerous. Now, again, he says, I think the president should be the father of the nation, father of all. So yes. Talking about liking Anambra State particularly does not come to, he should like every part of the country. Okay?
Yes.
But what you want now to stress on likeness, on showing that love, you need to show it by actions, not by words of mouth.
Yeah.
At times I pity the APC. I'm telling you, I pity the APC in the southeast. Because I don't even know what they're doing there. Most of the members of the APC, those who call themselves leaders, I don't know what they're doing there. If I were part of the APC, I would have resigned and told them, I can't be part of a system that does not regard my people as one one and the same with them. That is wrong. Saying he's giving 2 ministerial slots to Anambra.
Yes.
Oh, great. Let's watch and see the portfolios they are going to get. Whether
Ngige was in education the last time.
No, Ngige was in employment and
labor.
Employment and labor.
So
I saddled with the responsibility of every day having a shouting match with the labor union.
Yes.
That's not. Is that what will make the Anambra man feel loved? Huh?
But for having 2 from the states, particularly,
it's not a matter of the number; it's a matter of the quality. We look at and see what kind of portfolios are they going to be given.
Well, what's the status of Ngige in Anambra State?
His status?
Yes. How is he? What sort of politician is he? How does he relate with the other political parties? Because I believe he must be with the APC. How strong is he?
His Excellency Senator Ngige was a former governor.
Yes, former governor.
Ousted.
Yes.
Well, not having won the election. And then he was a former senator.
Yes.
Of the Federal Republic. So he's a politician. He's a well-known politician. All right?
He's of the APC and the vice president. In a recent meeting the vice president had with the APC members in Anambra State, he mentioned that they should be able to capture the state. So if you have a former governor and a former senator in APC and there's ABGA, shouldn't you be wary?
We don't need to be wary. If you talk about former governors and former senators, if you count the number of them in the PDP, you marvel. So we have like 10 times that is his level in the PDP. Former this, former that, former minister, former this, former that. We have them in the PDP. So he can't perform any magic. Listen, Ngige knows that he's in the wrong place. He knows very well that he's in the wrong place. Being in the APC is in the wrong place. The party have not catered for the Anambra man. In no way has it catered for the Anambra man. Leading a people, you can't be a general without an army. If you're there for your sake, for your personal interest, well, good and nice, but I don't think that's in the best interest of a man of his stature. He should be where his people are carried along. So that when it's good for him, it will equally be good for his people. I'm saying to you, I believe he's in the wrong place. Despite the fact that he's made a minister and they appointed a minister, that doesn't mean that he's in the right place.
The last time the PDP ruled in Anambra State was in 2006.
That's correct.
But that's a long time.
That's correct.
If it's in 2006, if my math is correct, that's over 10 years.
13 years, yeah. Over 13 years.
Yes, 13 years.
About 13 years now, yes. And that's what we're saying. You see, there's time for everything. There's a season for everything. I, as the chairman of the PDP in Anambra State, knowing the depth of the politics of my state.
Yes.
I've been part and parcel of the politics of that state. So I know the depth of it. And I know as a political scientist, I do not need to wait till when the election comes closer. I need to build in good time. And that's why we started building. The PDP in Anambra State were determined to go down to the nooks and crannies of Anambra State to ensure that it is something that comes from the minds of the people. The acceptability of PDP should come from the people, not being forced on them. We want to create a mass movement.
But you know, politics is actually really interesting in the eastern part of Nigeria. It's like the people they really have a mind of their own if they decide. So it's not about what a party leader says. If I'm correct, if I'm wrong.
The Igbo man, it's very well politically conscious, very politically discerning, that you don't just play around with them. The average man you see in the village, you come for campaign, you bring tomato, he will take. You bring rice, he will take. You call a rally, everybody will come around. But they know where their sentiment, like they know where where they feel their interest will be much more protected.
Unwavering.
Yes, on the day of the election, they will show you. Like they did show, like Anambrans did show during the last presidential and national assembly election in Anambra State. They were clear. They were clear. It was an unanimous one. Despite all the efforts by the governor of the state, by a lot of other forces, the APC, Anambrarians were completely resolved that they are one with the PDP and that they are in support of their son, Mr. Peter Obi, who was nominated as the vice president candidate of the PDP. They were wavering on it.
Even members of ABGA. I
say Anambrarians. How many percentage of the populace are politicians? The percentage is very infinitesimal to the larger population. You understand what I'm saying? So politicians can be dancing, thinking they are deceiving the electorate.
Yes.
The electorates, they have a mind of their own. They know where they want to go at. And that's why I said my own effort is to win their hearts. Let them be receptive of PDP from their heart, not by coercion, not by any trying to buy them over or things like that. No, for them to be receptive of the PDP from their heart. And once they are receptive of the party from their heart, you will find that no amount of resources, no amount of intimidation will in any way change their mind from voting for the PDP come 2021 governorship election in Anambra State.
That's impressive. And now if you're looking at the entire Igbo nation, how well prepared are you for 2023, for the presidential election?
You see, at times when people say, the Igbos cannot be president of Nigeria, they can be. I laugh at them. Where is equity in this? Where is equity? And that's part of the things I'm telling you, that when you get a people to the point that they feel they are not part of this,
yes,
then you don't expect any patriotic actions from them. You see, for crying out loud.
Do you think
let me give you I want to give you an analysis of something. President Obasanjo was in power for 2 terms. He came from the south of the nation. And when he was leaving office, it was clear to Nigerians that power should go back to the north. And Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua emerged as the president of the country.
Very well.
Unfortunately, he died out of ill health. But before that, his death, it was clear he was already putting the country in a trajectory of trying to create unity. When people say the Igbos don't like Buhari because he said nothing, they're telling lies. It's not true. Well, Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua not a northerner, and the Igbos voted for him en bloc. They voted for him en bloc because they saw in him someone who will be a unifier. Okay? Now, unfortunately, he died along the line, and then Jonathan became the president and served out his term. Again, there was that widespread mindset that power should go back to the north. And that's essentially one of the things that helped Buhari to have emerged in 2015. And then power went back to the north. He's done his 1 term. He is doing a 2nd term, dependent on the outcome of the tribunal, which we expected that PDP will be victorious. If PDP is victorious, then the power still remains in the north. Okay?
Yes.
By 2023, common sense should tell every other person that power should come back to the south. And if it comes back to the southwest have had a shot. The south have had a shot. Why would it be the southeast? If you now say there is no part of the country that does not have people who are eminently qualified to lead the country. And I can tell you without any being immodest, that is, Igbos have in quantum, those who have the capacity to lead the country.
Where do you think the pendulum is going to, is going to swing this time around?
I am sure that before we get to the 2023, that the right attitude and clear mindset of Nigerians will prevailed that power should come to the southeast, that the presidency of the country should come from the southeast, so that we could be able to complete the triumvirate.
But I really do think that the way this whole things, the way it works, before 2023, you should start beating the drums.
Yeah, sure. There's no doubt about that. We're in 1999. We're in 2019 now.
Yes.
So let's see how the tribunal issues play itself out. Before the end of the year, that matter would have been fully concluded. And then by 2020-21, you will see the pattern, how the project will start unfolding.
A lot of people have said the eastern parts of Nigeria is more in love with the PDP than any other political party. Is that true?
Yeah, but you don't take that away from them. The PDP government has shown them. That's why I'm talking about equity. Once, for the Igbo man, once you show them a sense of belonging, that they are part and parcel of this project, then I have no reason not to. They will go beyond whatever is respected to even show greater patriotism. Who is a greater Nigerian than an Igbo man? The Igbo man is an epitome of the Nigerianness. You find Igbo man in the southeast, you find him in south, you find him in northeast, you find him in northwest, you find him in north central, you find him in southwest. If any place you don't find an Igbo man, better leave that place. Know that place is not meant for you to
it's
even
not
step your. Yeah, it's not a matter of creativeness. It's a matter of it's not. It's not a place that will be receptive.
Okay.
It is not a receptive place. The Igbo man is found all over the world. There is no country in this world you can't find an Igbo man. So if you don't find an Igbo man in any part of the north, then better leave that place.
That's good. They are known travelers. So now, the Vice President is emphasizing the love of the President for Anambra State, for the eastern part of Nigeria. Do the people extend the same love to him?
Let him walk the talk. Let him walk the talk. Not talking. Not by words of mouth. If you love the Anambra man, and the APC loves the Anambra man, let's watch and see the portfolios they are giving to the two ministerial nominees. First and foremost.
Beyond that, investment, infrastructure.
That's what I said. Let's see. When you go into infrastructure, it is a great deficit. Look at all the roads in the southeast. If you take the Onitsha, Oka, Enugu Express, completely dilapidated. Take the Enugu Owerri. Take the Owerri Parakot. Take the Owerri Onitsha. So there is no place. In fact, okay, even take the Enugu Airport, international airport. The runway is one of the worst in the country. One of the very worst in the country. So the love for the Igbo man or the love for Anambrians, whatever, should not be a word of mouth. They should walk their talk and let us see it.
Okay. That's the much we could take. Thank you very much for speaking with me.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, to my viewers, I've been speaking with the chairperson of PDP Anambra. Thank you very much, sir, for joining me. Honorable Hon.Ndubisi Nwobu. And we wish you well in the upcoming election. And hopefully when you find yourself again in the UK, we'd love to have a word with you.
That would be great.
Thank you very much. And thanks for watching. And hopefully we'll be doing this again on Thursday. Remember our time, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We'll be here again to bring or to talk about more interesting issues. My name remains Rose Peter Graham. Thanks for watching. We'll do this again. Bye-bye.